You are listening to a Reverie original podcast. Please download the Reverie app to get the best in queer film, TV series, music, and podcasts. Stream out loud.
Bitch, I'm a nigger. Bitch, I'm a nigger.
No.
Bitch, I'm a nigger. Bitch, I'm a nigger. Go
No.
Nig.
Bitch, I'm a nig. Yes,
No, I'm not a white. I
Not
don't
them
say
E6.
yeehaw.
Bitch, I'm a...
Wait,
bitch,
what'd you
I
say?
had a verse and you messed it up.
What'd you say? No, say it again. Do it again.
I said, bitch, I'm a nig. Bitch, I'm a nig. Yes, I smoke weed. Not them E6. Go yee.
Oh my god.
What is the dance move to this?
What?
I said, what is the dance move to this song? You know, in the cow, she's like, moo, and she does like a dip.
What is the dance do you do to bitch, I'm a nig?
I don't know. You guys are singing it, so.
It's the same dance.
You guys.
What?
see this
Ooh, you
coded
people.
Dog whistle.
What?
You
I
And
thought
then he's like, are you going to tap dance for me? Do you see that?
Have you seen
Wow,
that Twitter that's called
okay.
Racist Watchdog? And it's like, bark, bark, ruff, ruff, ruff.
No, I have not.
Okay.
Oh my god, if any of you... Actually, never mind.
Ooh, ooh.
If any what?
Nothing.
Did she catch herself? Okay, so let's
Welcome
get
to
into
Podcast
the
of Color,
show.
where four trash bags of color come together to make sense of the world. I I'm the red dots on Pikachu's face this week.
I am Cardi B's shoe.
Oh. I'm Cardi B's knot on her head.
The knot on her.
I'm the knot on the head.
You said you're the knot on the head. I was just gonna...
I'm
Tell me why I was
dead.
just gonna say you should be the knot on the head.
To freedom!
To freedom! Roaches? Okay, sorry. So, the question of color this week is...
Decadence.
What is the best and worst purchases you've ever made?
Oh, with an S?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, it can be either or. I would stick with one. We're on a time crunch. Let's just stick with one. I should have just said purchase. Let's take
No,
the
it's fine.
pluralization away.
It's funny because when you originally posed the question, it was one, but I'm assuming that as you were thinking over it, you were like, damn,
Well,
I gotta pick just one.
Well, I think purchases is like implies two because one is your worst purchase and then the other one is your best.
Got
so
it.
you got to do both.
Got it.
So
Okay.
do you want to start, Rakim?
Sure. My best purchase was my current camera.
Okay.
Hands down.
Okay.
Period.
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 Period. There's nothing left to say, like, period. My worst purchase, college tuition.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Mm.
I said what I said. I told what I told. You can't beat my ass.
What I twelve.
Jean?
So I used
Jean
to
and
be
Jean
I
von
wanna
Kogendahan?
forget this.
Kogendahan?
Von Kogendahan. Jean von Kogendahan.
When did you start wearing glasses?
When did I start wearing
Yeah.
this? When I was like 12, 13.
Oh yeah. I started
I've
wearing
been
glasses.
blind my whole life.
Yeah, same. I started wearing glasses since second grade, so I was like 8 or 9. And so by the time I was 22, my vision was like a -8, which was like really bad. So the best purchase I ever made was LASIK. I just woke up the next day and I was like, oh, I can see.
I've actually never seen you with glasses.
Yeah, because I got
Here.
LASIK.
Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah,
got-
I can't see
I
shit.
got LASIK a long time ago. So, I mean, I guess as a practical...
Wait, hi, Dad. Oh,
I
wait a
know.
minute. Hi,
I
can
look-
I hang working in a
Actu-
gallery? Like,
I actually miss wearing glasses because I like the way my face looked with them, but oh well. I would rather wake up and like be able to do things without like fishing for contacts.
wait. So then, why don't you just get glasses?
I don't need them anymore.
Oh, but you were saying that the reason that you. Never mind.
And the worst purchase I've ever made was... I don't even know. Probably my car.
Really?
Yeah. It's just such a hassle, you know, with gas and money or insurance and fixing everything. Just like, I wish I could, be like Baze and just take subways all the time.
Was that shade?
No,
Oh.
I would rather take public transportation.
I mean, I had a car. I that wouldn't be shade to me. I did have one.
Facts are facts.
I just don't live like the public transportation in LA is not that great, so I can't do that. Yeah. So, what about you, Baze?
Ooh, this is hard. I mean, I know what the best one I ever is. What's the worst? That's the tough one. I guess I would say school too, because I wasted so much money on school.
Like for what? Like,
yeah, I know, and I was like not into it at all. I was wasting all this money just to go to a class that I didn't want to take. You have to take all these bullshit ass classes that you don't really need, just so you can take the ones that you actually need to move forward in life. That was just such a waste of time.
Education
the only classes
I
ever did well in were the classes that were pertaining to what I was going to school for.
Period. And then you gotta deal with the fucking microaggressions of teachers not calling on black kids and what it means to be the only black people in the class, and then you gotta deal with being exposed to all these other races hating you for the first time. So fuck school.
I didn't have that experience.
Oh, must be nice.
I was like, oh, okay. Go off, sister.
So our fourth trash bag, Renee, is not here, but what do you guys think?
Well, I didn't say what my best purchase was.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So anyway, enough of that nigger shit.
Oh my god.
I think my best. I mean, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. My flight to Nice, of course.
Honestly, your best purchase?
No, honestly, one of my best purchases was
plane tickets.
Was that trip to Europe, because it taught me. It made me. I learned independence, and I was finally forced to do things on my own, and I was forced to be alone. And I found that while I've always thought of myself as someone who's unreliable and completely dependent. I found that when I couldn't depend on anyone else, and I was forced to be by myself, I became independent, and I was capable of
that's growth.
Doing what I needed to do to get by.
Yeah, we stand.
So yeah. So what do y'all think Renee's best and worst purchases?
If this was Dungeons and Dragons based, you would have an A+ in independent action. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
What would Renee's best purchase be?
I feel like his worst purchase is he's gonna say school too.
I feel like Renee would say school. Well, Renee would actually say, you know what? Actually, fuck everything, because capitalism is the problem. But
it's all capitalism, so they're all bad.
But since we all love tea, I think Renee's best purchase would be his 24-hour membership.
How did I know you were gonna say?
Bitch, I'm tired of you in that 24-hour joke.
I'm sure Renee's not, though.
You always find a way to tie it in. I love it.
I knew that was coming.
I mean, but spot the lie.
Okay, well, what's his worst purchase?
School.
Grimes' albums, probably.
Oh.
Well, wouldn't his best purchase be Azalea's Bussy soap?
But did he actually purchase it?
Oh, actually, I don't know.
Do we have receipts?
I know that would require him supporting a black woman. We know you and
wow. What?
Well.
So.
Are you going to say no?
Oh. Where's the denial?
Huh? It's not. You guys are just going to keep pushing it anyway. I don't know why.
I feel so
you
bad.
Niggers are just going to keep nigging anyway.
I feel so bad because every time it's me, you, and John, or me, you, and Renee. They're just at the mercy.
I know.
Is this what it feels like to have privilege?
Anti-blackness wins every time.
Like, dance!
Oh my god.
It's like playing a game of chess. You know? You just always win.
Oh man. I love this.
I live it. Okay. I said I live it. That's gonna be it for the question. Pregunta of color.
But like that. But like that.
French and Espanol for that ass. For that culo.
Oh my god.
Para that culo. Sorry, I've been listening to Queen Radio, so I just been feeling a little special. A little different.
Don't confuse it. That's the end noise.
So, Rakeem, how are you doing? Oh my God, Maze! I can't wait!
I can't do anything anymore. I gotta go.
Whew. Okay, so we're gonna start with something very not funny. After doing all that,
Yikes!
Oh, yikes.
Okay. So,
I hope you're not about to say what I think you're about to say.
what did you think? What do you think I'm about to say?
Girl, if you're about to start with Mac Miller.
No,
I really wasn't going to do that.
Oh,
but
sorry.
R.I.P.
Okay.
I really don't have much. I mean, we can. I don't have a lot.
No,
to say
I was going to say
wasn't-
don't do that. That's such a weird. Okay, sorry. Keep
Is
going.
it, girl? We already done did it. You just done made it.
Yeah,
weird
you already did
You
it.
already done put this in there.
No, I'm sorry.
So actually, no. I mean, R.I.P. I really don't have a lot to say. I'm actually like a little regretful because, and I don't know. Obviously, you know, when people die, everyone like kind of like tries to like whitewash who they were. I mean, McCain.
Oh no.
But I've been seeing a lot of like great stuff about the kind of person that he was and the kind of artist that he was. I definitely was. I feel a little. I was kind of dismissive of him because he was a white rapper, and just like, you know, I'm seeing like all these things like, you know, Cheska Lee was like posting about like some like anti-Trump stuff that he was saying, and like people were posting about like him talking about like his privilege as like a white man in the hip hop game and like his appreciation for the culture and where it came from, and you know, people were just pointing out like that he like was calling out like not necessarily by name, but just was like calling out other white rappers by like, you know, telling them to acknowledge the privileged position that they held in that industry. They hold in this industry. So I was kind of regretful, like, seeing all these things, because I was like, wow, like, I really wish that I had given him a shot when he was alive, and I still am meaning to listen to his music because I haven't really done so.
He has a couple few good, like his first mixtape was Kids, was basically play off the movie Kids.
Oh,
like,
that weird fucked up movie. Yeah.
And it was a lot of samples from like Empire of the Sun. It was like Summer Jam, I think, and at the time I think he was only like, I think he was 20 or maybe younger than 20 when he released his first mixtape. It was pretty solid. I enjoyed it for like, you know, like Weedhead summer vibes, like chill music kind of thing. So I don't really know too much about him other than that, but I did enjoy the stuff that I did hear from him.
I don't really know much either. It's just weird because when you're driving around LA, there's all these like posters of his album, like like on the 170 and like the 101 and like near like Capitol Records and all that, and it's so weird seeing it. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to add. I kind of think you guys said it all.
So, just also like fuck everybody that's trying to make this Ariana's fault.
Right.
Like because she's been silent this whole time, and obviously like I think they broke up in May.
Yeah.
So it was a very recent breakup, and apparently like, you know, he had a lot of issues that he was going through, and I don't think she was able to deal with that. You know, being in a relationship with somebody who's like got like mental or drug issues is like not easy, and it's not something that you walk away from, especially if you really love the person with like an easy heart.
Right.
And so I think like that's one, but two, she doesn't have to perform like sadness or like mourning for the public for it to be real, and she doesn't owe any of us that. She doesn't have to show anything. She doesn't have to go on Instagram Live and do a video. She doesn't have to write a whole message out on Twitter. Like, she actually knew this man, and none of y'all did. She actually knew this man. She actually was in a relationship, had a whole ass relationship with this man. She actually loved this man. So I just think it's really fucked up that people are like, oh, like, you know, she caused this, or why isn't she saying anything today? Like, she is free to experience the pain that she's feeling, that she's probably feeling right now, like, in privacy.
Right. People mourn in different ways. And it's just not fair. Like, I don't understand how someone, when they pass, and we still don't know, actually, suicide or just overdose in general.
Mm-hmm.
He was 26, but people were leaving these like horrible comments on her page, like, "Are you happy now? This is your fault." Blah blah blah. Like, how do you expect someone to feel? And I don't understand. That's not going to make Mac Miller feel any better, right? Knowing his, like, do you think Mac Miller is happy with you as a fan leaving these comments to his ex-girlfriend? No, like
he wasn't even talking about her crazy after they broke up. So like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not helping anybody, and like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, we're all aware of how mental health affects people now, so you can't just like be reckless with these words anymore, because these things are like, people want to talk about internet bullying, but as soon as someone passes away, they're going to talk shit about Ariana Grande and like
exactly
tell her to kill herself. Like, what did we not?
And then if she dies, y'all the same people going to be on the internet talking about how much you loved her and she was too young.
I don't know. And then these relationships are so public, and it just amplifies everything. So just give them a break. Like, do something better with your time.
Exactly. Get a life. Get a job.
But it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I just wanted to plug in the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Is 1-800-273-8255. Again, we don't know what the motives are for Mac Miller, but it's none of us. We're not in a position to make anyone else feel shitty about it. So I don't know. That's all.
Okay. Some bittersweet news. Shout out. I mean, this is great for her. Shout out to Naomi Osaka for winning the U.S. Open.
Yay!
She beat Serena fucking Williams, which is like no small feat.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the bitter part of it is just the argument between Serena and the, what is it? Is he called an umpire? No,
I think
that's a different sport.
Is
that umpire? Is it really umpire?
Is it referee or umpire? I thought umpire was baseball.
Yes. Sports. Yes.
Yes.
I love balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Very fond.
Very fond of those. Love them. We stand.
The chair umpire, actually, yes. Yes, that's what they're called, the chair umpire. He issued a penalty against her. He issued 3 penalties against her, and ultimately she was fined $17,000.
What?
Yeah. I don't really know a lot about... So 2 things. I didn't watch this because I think I was that at work? Or maybe I wasn't at work. I don't remember what I was doing, but I wasn't watching the show.
Booked.
I don't remember what I was doing, but I was not watching tennis because it doesn't, it's not... I don't like sports like that. But the point is, I don't really know a whole lot about tennis and how it works. I don't know like whether it was just or unjust. But I do know what is absolutely unjust is the response to Serena Williams' anger. And the fact that, like, what she did, I guess she, like, slammed her
she slammed her racket. Yeah. Huh? She slammed her racket and she broke it.
Okay, yeah, she broke her tennis racket, and she also, like, which I didn't even know about until, like, literally, like, 20 minutes ago. I actually didn't even hear about that part. But she did that, and she also, like, argued with the umpire. Right. She called him a thief. What she got her 3rd penalty for was calling him a thief because he had given her the 2 previous penalties. And I guess one of the penalties was coaching. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently, like, coaches standing off to the side and giving you pointers or whatever is, like, is against the rules. So, her coach later admitted to coaching her on the side, which is against the rules, apparently. And, basically the implication, I guess, was she fell, or I don't know. She said that she was not cheating. She would rather lose than win cheating.
Right.
And so it was, I think, upsetting, like, to see, like, her, like, express her anger. And she was very clear. She wasn't like, nigga, what the fuck you doing? Da, da, da. She was just like, this is, like, no, but I'm just saying, like, she like, they gave me a motherfucking penalty. A motherfucking penalty!
Oh my god.
Crashing noise.
Nicki Nicki Williams.
I need to find where Nicki Minaj is getting these sound effects.
I'm sorry, because
It's her. It's just herself.
I'm trying to keep the Queen radio from jumping out.
Really? Yeah. Let me see.
Like,
How do you do an explosion?
She gets up there to the umpire and she's like, "You gonna keep my fucking points to me from freedom?" Like, whoa.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm looking up the sound effect thing right now. Let me see if this works. Let me see if this works. You niggas are gonna take my motherfucking points and give me a motherfucking penalty?
Hell no, bitch.
Is that okay? Sure.
Okay, I'm
All
gonna
right.
stop. This is serious.
Ooh,
Okay.
man. I'm
So
just gonna
really-
go. I'm gonna download. I'm gonna put in random sound effects throughout the episode this week. I'm just gonna drop them in random spots.
Bitch, I'm so upset. Okay.
I'm gonna do it. So tomorrow you're gonna be in for a surprise.
Stop.
Okay, so seriously though.
But yeah, she got into an argument with the umpire and was like,
Yes.
and she said, "You owe me an apology." She said, "You
Yeah.
should say sorry because I'm not a cheater."
She said, "This has happened to me too many times. This is not fair."
Yeah.
She said, "I have a daughter. I'd rather lose than cheat." She's, "I don't
Yeah.
cheat to win. I'd rather lose."
Right.
What a bad
Yes.
bitch.
What but a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, Serena Williams explodes. She blows up." Like there was a lot of headlines to that effect.
Or
what was
white
even more
white artists, white news headlines love to say "slammed." Serena Williams
Yes.
slams chair usher, or what's the other
Oh
one?
yeah, like to make it sound as violent as possible.
Yes.
But what was another thing that was disgusting was there was a racist character in an Australian newspaper for the Herald Sun, and it was drawn by a cartoonist, Mark Knight. Fuck you. He has this picture of her, and she looks like a monster. Her features are extremely exaggerated. Her ponytail is sticking all the way up, and you can kind of see that Naomi is kind of in the background, but she's almost she's fully blonde. And now Naomi has blonde tips in her hair, but they draw her as fully blonde. She's significantly lighter. She's smaller. The umpire is drawn as white, and the umpire is Latino, which doesn't necessarily mean he's not white, but he was visibly brown. And so it was just interesting to see him draw something like that. That literally it looks like something that was drawn in the 1920s. It looks like those lawn jockeys are those drawings of mammies. It just looks horrifically racist. And he's standing by his drawing, of course, because white people, especially white Australians. I don't know what that was. I think maybe the sound effect thing lasted once.
It's train
But-
there.
And another crazy thing is,
Wait, no, I gotta put on for Trey. Yo, come in, my guy.
my guy,
Yo, my dude.
Bruh.
Deadass.
Bruh.
But
Yeah, and it's just been really gross because at the end of the day, black people, especially black women, are not allowed to express their anger.
right.
And I was just reading this really great article by I'm gonna fuck this up. Salamisha Tillet, Dr. Tillet.
Okay,
For
doctor.
Yes,
Yes.
Dr. Salamisha Tillet, who's a black woman. She wrote this opinion piece for the New York Times. And she talks about studies showing that black women are far less likely to speak up when they feel wronged or when they are being wronged, and about the fact that black women are more likely to be penalized for defending themselves. I mean, we can even look at the two cases with we'll be talking about him a little bit later, but Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman, and how George Zimmerman won his case for standing his ground. But there was a black woman who was a victim of domestic violence who shot in the air. Didn't even shoot her husband.
Right.
But shot in the air to protect herself, and she's in jail. I don't know if she's still in jail. I should look that up. But she went to jail. She lost her case and she went to jail. And so, it's very clear that, when black women defend themselves, or when black women, even if it's irrational, white women get to do whatever the fuck they want to do. They can laugh, cry, scream, throw a little tantrum in the middle of the floor. I see it every day at work. White women just wow out and it's fine, and it's like people find any reason to excuse it, but like let a black woman show any type of anger, and especially like what all the shit that Serena Williams has been going through over these years. She's like been drug tested more than any other player. Like they've constantly found reasons to demean her. She's constantly been made fun of for her body shape, and not just like from like, I mean, yes, black men have done that shit a lot too, but just even other members and other people in that sport, you know, have made fun of her body type. They found reasons to like diminish her abilities. Oh, it just comes natural to her because she's black, as opposed to she just works really fucking hard. They tried to like put Maria Sharapova as her rival when Maria Sharapova doesn't even have the range to even be. She can't even compete with who Serena Williams was as a child. Like,
right.
Let alone today. Like this woman took pills. Somebody said she became a winter soldier and still couldn't beat Serena Williams. Like this woman was on drugs and still cannot beat Serena Williams. So, like, I get it. Like Serena Williams has been through so fucking much in this industry, and so like of course like that could break anybody. And whether she was right or wrong, I don't really know because I don't know a whole lot about tennis. You know, at the end of the day, like I get where she's coming from. And I think that the response to it is just really disgusting and gross, and it really just highlights the fact that y'all really don't want black women to be anything but like a comfort to y'all. And
you also have to think about too how many times Serena Williams has the tennis association has tried to make an example out of her, like how they drug test her more frequently than anyone else. I know, like when I first started watching tennis a really long time ago, like some refs tried her and shit like that, and they do that to her because they're threatened by her. And so, I'm glad that she got to speak up for herself, and let her be angry. She's allowed to feel that way. And I thought that what she said was amazing when she said, it didn't work out for me, but it'll work for the next woman who, speaks up to the ref like that. And it's just always thinking about someone else. And I love the fact that she said when she was yelling, she said, I have a daughter, I don't cheat, because she's not even thinking about herself. Like in that moment, she literally took that as like, no, you're doing this because I'm a woman.
And it's crazy that the news outlet, the response to her is like words like angry, outburst. Like if you just type those in, it's going to come up. But all these articles coming out right now in response to that situation. I was looking up the male situations in tennis, and they're using words like meltdown, like not outburst. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they had a meltdown, as opposed to Serena having an outburst. And there's like a whole history. There's this article that came out. Roger Federer, Andre Agassi, Jimmy Connors, all these like famous male tennis players are known for slamming their rackets, calling the umpire son of a bitch, or don't tell me to be quiet, like things like that. And it's like the media doesn't respond to the male tennis players like they would a black woman, and it's not fair to see how Andy Roddick had a meltdown, but Serena Williams is having an outburst. Like why is that?
Well, we know why it is. I mean, and also, the fact that she still, she even censored herself because she really just called out the sexism. But really what we're seeing is like the misogynoir of the situation.
Right.
She's even a white woman. You know what I mean? Like even Serena Williams still can't even do like what a white woman would do. If Maria Sharapova acted like that, I don't think she would have gotten the same response.
Oh, absolutely. You know how many times people have shared that clip of that white woman throwing that leg that she took off from her and yelling at all these people, or those videos of the white women throwing drinks at each other in the club or whatever. Or when white girls do this all the time, they're just playing around, or it's funny, or like they're queens and like please. But when black women do it, then they're ghetto and ratchet. Okay,
exactly.
Please.
Who? Fuck all of y'all. Serena is the greatest. She's the GOAT.
Period.
A queen.
To freedom.
She is the generous queen. Ask Miss Ellen.
She's not ask Miss Ellen. Move on, base. Let it go.
Wait.
Brown. Sorry. Bro.
Okay.
Yeah, but she was like, "Is that the end of the episode?"
What?
No, nothing.
Sorry.
But also, again, just honestly, shout out, and it sucks that like that moment wasn't what it should have been. But really, honestly, shout out to Naomi Osaka. Like, wow, what a bad bitch. Like, you really beat, like, the GOAT.
And one thing Serena said to me that was interesting, she said in an interview a while ago, was that she's blessed because when she plays people, she always plays people playing the best tennis of their lives. And then I was like, damn. When you think about it, she's right. Every time someone plays Serena, you know that list when they did that whole thing about, like, who's the hardest player that you've ever played? And everyone but Maria Sharapova's hating ass was like Serena.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Serena was saying that, yeah, she knows that when she plays people, she's the person to beat. So everyone's playing the best tennis that they ever have played, or that they will play, or playing at the moment.
Yeah,
and because
they know what they get, they know they got to bring it.
And because she plays everyone at their best, it makes her play better at her best. So her worst is still better than some people's best.
Dang.
So some people, i.e., Maria Sharapova.
Imagine being so great that like they don't win, you just lose. Like, what a bad bitch. Like,
you know,
Serena's always like, yeah, she didn't win, I just lost. Like, but whatever. What a bad bitch. I stand.
Yeah, so I mentioned him a little bit before, but apparently George Zimmerman has been threatening, or was threatening Beyonce and Jay-Z during the filming of the docuseries Trayvon Martin, Rest in Power, which is being produced by Jay-Z. He sent the texts to Dennis Warren, who's a private investigator who worked on the documentary. He said, "I'm bringing hell with me. Oh yeah, and tell Jay-Z he's a bitch and his wife's a broke whore. If I see either of them in my life, they'll find themselves inside a 13-foot gator."
What?
So, I know they laughed. I know they laughed when they saw this, like, or if they even heard about it. I know Beyonce was just like,
I'm sure Beyonce doesn't even know about it. I'm sure Blue saw this and was like, delete.
Like, they might have found out as soon as we did. Like, oh, word? And then she went back to sipping her rosé. Or she probably not drinking rosé. She probably drinking something way more.
Unicorn blood or some shit. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Something I don't even know the name of is probably what she's drinking.
Like, like probably use like fucking like phoenix feathers and shit for like stirring sticks and shit.
Bitch.
Oh, God, I wish. No, I don't. This was actually funny to me because, sweetie, the Hive is literally like the scariest group of people on the earth.
Honestly,
so
worse than Anonymous, girl.
Truly, like, have you heard about that guy that pulled Beyonce off stage ever again? Have you heard about that guy that slapped Beyonce stage ever again? Slapped Beyonce's ass on stage ever again? I think not.
Oh my God. Nope. They should do it like a documentary of like where are they now?
I don't think you can.
I don't think the Beehive will let that happen.
Like you'll be like, oh,
you'll disappear too, bitch.
You see, like the murder, like the crime thrillers in the movies, and like the reporters are like going to the interviewing people, and they're like, "Can you talk about the case?" And the people are like, "Oh no, we can't talk about this." It's
not like, okay. What case?
No. That's how it is with this. Like,
just a single tear falling down the eyes. No. Yeah. So, I saw a lot of. So, he was getting doxxed a lot on Twitter. Of course, of course, he was gonna get doxxed. He was getting doxxed a lot on Twitter, and of course, fake woke Twitter had to come on out. They had to dust off the dashikis and their onks.
Are they dusty though?
They're always dusty. They're always dusty, and they're always ashy too.
Forever ashy.
Dust off their dust the ash off their knees, and they got up on the pulpit and they started preaching to us about how we didn't have the same energy when he killed a young black boy named Trayvon Martin. Which makes sense because it's not like there was a whole movement
right before
known as the Black Lives Matter movement that was started because of that. It's not like I haven't seen that nigga's address on my timeline for years because he keeps getting doxxed by people. It's just because everyone is just so caught up in Beyonce, and we all are just so caught up in the white man and I don't know, whatever. I don't know. We're all sipping the water and we're all like, I don't know, not believing in the leadership of Allah or something. I don't know what the fuck these niggas talk about. But the point is, they're like, how do you say something like that seriously when like a literal movement, like some of these niggas had Black Lives Matter in their fucking bios. How do you have that in your bio and you don't know how it got its roots? Like,
because self-hate is a hell of a drug, and it's just kind of like.
But I feel like it's Beyonce hate. Like, I feel like people will take any moment or reason to just like hate on Beyonce. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, get a personality, please.
Oh, true. But do we give those people time? Absolutely not. I mean,
true.
It's like, at this point, if you don't like okay, let me say this. You don't have to like Beyonce, but go ahead. You don't. I mean, I won't fuck with you ever, and neither will anyone.
I will always side eye you. You know what? If people don't care for Beyonce, I'm trying to be reasonable about it. I'm like, you know what? Okay, we just don't have to talk about
You're
that.
a dumb bitch, but am I gonna go up to you and slap you in the face? No. It's just
okay. Bishop, am I gonna make you disappear?
No,
whoop
you know
your
what I
ass?
mean? Like,
No.
am I gonna fight you? No. Am I gonna talk shit about you? Yes. But you're entitled to do that. That's fine. But you're wrong. You know what I mean? But as long as you're willing to live with that, you're wrong.
What is George Zimmerman even doing with his life anymore? Is he why?
He's wasting away and doing nothing. Like, he's literally doing nothing. He's been abusing people. I mean, all I've been hearing is about him doing illegal shit, and yet he's still walking the streets. So, you know, good on you, law enforcement.
This is why white supremacy is crazy, because this man literally has been saying, I hate niggers since he's been acquitted. And it's just like, he's pretty much saying, I'm guilty, I did it because I hate him. And since then, all he's done is hate black people.
You know,
Man.
Anywho.
The ghetto.
That was just a hot ass mess. But, what should I talk about first? You know what? Let's talk about this, because this is weird as fuck. So in Dallas, recently, a white female police officer, Amber Geiger, she was off duty. She claimed that she was coming home. She tried to get into her apartment and walked into her apartment and shot Botham Shem Jean twice in the chest.
What?
Botham is a 26-year-old native of St. Lucia, according to CNN. He died at the hospital. Geiger was released from Kaufman County Jail on Sunday after posting a $300,000 bond. Now, she was not arrested immediately. She was allowed to go free after this whole incident happened. I always found this whole story to be weird and suspicious.
Wait, is this the one where the
cop that entered the black man's home and shot him?
Yeah, where she like went into his house thinking it was her house and then shot him? Is this Okay.
So I just don't buy it. I just don't buy that you accidentally, like, they said she had just got off a 12-hour shift. She was tired. She was exhausted. I have never in my life gone to the wrong door. I have never done it. Now, at a hotel, okay, sure.
But even if you do, my first thought is, let's take out and start shooting. Like, bitch, what the fuck?
My first thought is, like, am I in the wrong place?
Bitch, if you know that you've been in this long shift, you were that exhausted, why were you driving home? Why were you...
But my thing is, you know where you live. My point is, you know where the fuck you live. I've never, ever in my life, I've lived in apartments almost the majority of my life. I've never gone to the wrong apartment and tried to force my way in. Have I sometimes walked almost to the door? Sure. But you know, and if you know that your key card or whatever, which I guess this apartment has like key cards and they like, I've just been reading all these details over the past week and like maybe there's like a light that's supposed to let you know that your key card doesn't work for the door.
Yeah.
It just doesn't add up to me that you just happened to accidentally go into this house and then your first thought was to shoot the person in the house.
That's crazy to me.
Keep in mind, witnesses contradict what she says because they're saying that they could hear her shouting, "Let me in," while banging on the door.
Oh my God.
Something in the milk ain't clean.
Yeah.
That don't sound right to me.
If you can't get into your door, don't you like look up and like, is this the right number? What's going on?
Thank you. That's the first thing you do.
You don't force yourself in and then like whip out a gun and I don't know. That's so sad. And he's 26, right?
He was 26. And like,
God, that's so sad.
I've been seeing like Facebook posts from like people that knew them. Then this is all like speculation, but like I've just been seeing things like that. Maybe they dated each other, what I would find highly much more realistic than this story that she just happened to wander into this apartment that wasn't hers and shot the person that lived there. I think there's some suspect shit going on. I also think that the police are spinning this and trying to make her sympathetic. The way they're describing her, she's exhausted, she's this, she's that, and they're really making it about her and how she felt. And the reality is, I don't give a fuck. She needs to be in jail.
Period.
Yeah.
Someone's dead.
You need to be in jail. Like, if he had done the same thing to her, he would probably be dead
It's
two.
a wrap. Yeah.
But like, if he made it out, he would be in jail right now, and he would not have been given a chance to go free and gather the money that he needs to get off on bail.
Please, black man walked into a white woman's house, murder, so that's death penalty. Like,
right,
automatic.
exactly.
Like, yeah, no way.
So fuck her, and I hope she goes to jail, and they better fucking prosecute her.
It's funny because he has no criminal history, but I think they dug up some stuff on her, and she was involved in other incidences of shooting or like identifying the wrong. What are they called?
Suspect?
Yeah, the wrong suspect. So I mean, I don't know. America.
This whole thing is just suspect to me, and I highly doubt that it went down the way that she's saying it went down, and especially since you have neighbors who, for what reason would they lie? Like, what reason do they have to come out and say that she was banging on the door, telling him to let her in?
I again, like, don't they train police officers to de-escalate a situation before you whip out your gun?
Yes, but
racism. Racism. And first, you have to look at this as a situation where she's trying to de-escalate it instead of escalating it.
Right.
This sounds like to me like a woman who's trying to escalate the situation, and that's why he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, because they want to kill people, so.
Snap.
Yeah, so, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, ultimately.
Like, we've been new. Like.
So, moving right along. I mean, damn, everything just ain't shit today, but it's okay. So, y'all have heard about the movie The Predator that's coming out?
The Alien?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Olivia Munn shared a scene with a guy who was convicted pedophile.
Wait.
Convicted sex offender.
What?
And
like, there's a convicted pedophile in the movie?
A convicted sex offender. Well, he was removed from the movie. That's the whole issue here that we're about to get into. So Olivia Munn shared a scene with this guy, and she found out after the fact. His name is Stephen Wilder Striegel. She found out after the fact that he was a convicted sex offender.
So it's not her fault.
No. We're not blaming her for this.
Oh,
no,
sorry. The way it was set up was...
No, sorry. I should have done that better. She's actually the admirable one in this story.
Oh, okay.
Director Shane Black, he's the director of the Predator film, is a friend of his. And so he hooked his friend up with this scene and didn't tell anybody else about his instance.
Sounds about white.
So she had to share this scene with him. Once she found out after the fact, she notified the cast and she notified the studio. They all resisted her. The director resisted her. Her co-stars resisted her. Nobody wanted to touch it.
What?
She pushed and pushed until they finally relented and cut the scene. Now, Shane Black apologized to her publicly, but she basically... So she's on press tour right now, and I think there's a film festival happening in Toronto. Right now, he apologized publicly, but she has said that she doesn't accept his apology because his apology was put out on the internet and she saw it along with everyone else. She felt like for it to have been a real apology, he should have reached out to her privately as well. And basically, she's been talking about how she's been isolated. A lot of her co-stars have refused to do interviews with her.
What?
Yeah, for because you know how like when they they do interviews or like
press releases and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. They've been refusing to be in the interviews with her, and as her co-stars are, and this really pains me. Well, I don't know who the fuck Boyd Holbrook is. So I don't give a fuck about him, but Keegan Michael Key of Key and Peele. Trevante Rose of Moonlight, and Sterling K. Brown of Black Panther.
Oh no!
Yeah, all of these guys, like, if you watch like the interviews where they're talking about it, they're all like their heads are down. Trevante and I guess Boyd is the white one. I don't really know who that white guy is, so I'm assuming that must be him. But there's an interview with her and Trevante and Boyd. I'm assuming again. Don't quote me on that. Maybe Boyd and Trevante both have their heads down and are refusing to really like engage with the conversation. and she's talked about how like she felt isolated and nobody really had her back, and like this whole entire the majority of the cast is male.
Shit.
And she's the only woman in the central cast.
What a shitty thing to happen. Like, your movie hasn't even come out yet, and now you can't even celebrate the success of it because all your co-stars are shitty.
So Boyd came out and like apologized publicly, and Sterling K. Brown did like a series of tweets. But the issue for me, maybe that's him. I don't know if he looks the same. I'm sorry, I can't tell these white people apart. That could be him. That could be him. It could not be him. I really couldn't tell you. But, Boyd has issued apology. He said, "I want to start by apologizing for this statement coming late in the current conversation. I do not take any of what has gone on lightly, and I want to speak from the most honest and genuine place possible. As stated before, and I will state it again, I am proud of Olivia for the way that she handled a difficult and alarming situation, and I am grateful that Fox took the information seriously and took action swiftly." That's just funny because you haven't been saying none of that shit. So huh?
Was the action taken swiftly though? Because it sounds
not swiftly. It shouldn't have happened, but apparently nobody knew except for Shane Black, the director. So I don't know if that's necessarily the fault of the studio, but you just would think people would vet people before they have them on their movie sets. I don't know. That just seems like a basic thing, like, especially.
Are we at the point where you just can't be like being a child predator is bad? Like, is that?
And it's just like, for me, it's just like. So, okay, wait, let me just read what Sterling K. Brown said. Roy Quick, he said, "I'm sorry you're feeling so isolated, my dear, and I'm sorry you've been the only one to speak up publicly. I was not at TIFF, which is the festival in Toronto, so I didn't have an opportunity to be there with you. There are two main issues as far as I see it. First, what is and is not forgivable. That's going to vary from individual to individual. You and Bonafide Black, who is the of Shane... Did I say his name was Shane Black? I don't know, whatever that horrible white man's name is. May differ when it comes to the issue. I don't have all the details regarding his friend's crime, but I know it involves a minor and he spent time in jail. With regards to forgiveness, I leave that to the individual. What I take issue with, I believe Shane addressed this in his apology, is that we all have the right to know who we're working with. And when someone has been convicted of a crime of a sexual nature involving a child, we have the right to say that's not okay. Our studio was not given that opportunity, and neither was our cast, especially Olivia Munn, who is the only member of the principal cast who had to work with him. I so appreciate that you didn't leave well enough alone, and again, I'm sorry you felt isolated in taking action. Thank you to 20th Century Fox for taking quick action and deleting the scene, and Olivia Munn, I hope you don't feel quite so alone. You did the right thing. So here's my thing. That's not good enough to me, because we're talking about a pedophile here. So you're talking about, oh, this may vary, and maybe, and then kind of, and then sort of. This man is a fucking pedophile. And also, why this pisses me off is because this man isn't like, this ain't a Harvey Weinstein. This ain't a Les Mouvez, or however you pronounce that nigga's name, who had it out for Janet Jackson, which, oh fuck, I didn't even put that on the list. We should talk about that, but we may not have time. Anyway, this isn't like a big like mover and shaker. Like, this is just a random ass white man who was in a scene. One probably unneeded scene, unnecessary scene. Y'all can't even speak out against a nobody who's a pedophile? That doesn't give me great confidence that y'all will speak out against anything.
How are you going to make a movie called Predator about a fictitious predator?
And
then have a real life predator and like not do anything about that? Like,
a word.
What is happening?
A word.
Ooh, man, I just burned my tongue off this damn tea. I know you didn't just.
But T, like, honest, but like, it's just like, to me, it's just so crazy because it's just like, well, what else are you gonna let? What other things are you gonna let slide?
Right.
If you can't even stand with this woman who's in the clear right. Okay.
Right.
A woman who also is like your co-star. So it's not like she's like, not that these things should matter. Like, you should always stand against pedophilia. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, if you can't even stand against a nobody pedophile, if you can't even stand with your co-star against a nobody who's a pedophile, then like what are you good for? Like, what can you speak up against, and what are you going to stand for?
Like,
and that's really disappointing to me, especially Trevante, because and I shouldn't have put all that on him, because I love their first movie that he was in, which is Moonlight. I love that movie to death, and I think I had higher expectations of him, but that was my first mistake, because you can never trust a straight man.
Dang.
People.
A straight cis man. Especially not a straight cis man.
It's like this movie is about a woman who is like going against these predators, but like if she does it in real life, you're not going to have it. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like how am I supposed to appreciate your movie or your vision if it's bullshit? Because if it happens in real life, you're like, I don't know what's happening. Like,
you know what? I'm done with it. I cannot do this.
I have to laugh. I feel like that Lady Gaga. Like, I have to laugh. I have to laugh because this shit is ridiculous.
It's so sad.
Like, in the era of Time's Up, right? Like, we just went over this shit, right? And y'all niggas think it's over now? Did y'all think that was like a seasonal thing? Like, did y'all think that was like a subscription? Like you canceled your subscription to Time's Up? No, nigga, that shit is year round for the rest of your lives. Like that shit, we're coming for predators from now on.
Like
we're not
your movie is about anymore. Predators.
Like period. Like we really shouldn't. Like we legit have to talk about why being a predator is bad. Like, are you? Well, you have to laugh. You have to scream.
You do because like, how could you do this? And also, like, when you think about the fact that Olivia Munn is a survivor of sexual assault, and she literally just had to go through this whole thing last year.
Listen,
when she came out to talk about her experiences with that, and now you niggas are just leaving her to like flap in the fucking wind. Like, what?
Oh, we need to do a discourse on how y'all tell people that experience sexual assault on how to deal with other people experiencing sexual assault and them hearing about it. But that's tea for another day because, oh my God, in the last 2 weeks, I can't believe y'all. Not y'all, not our listeners.
No, definitely.
Not people that listen to, not listeners of color.
Well, we don't know. Some of y'all, we don't know. Actually, we don't know, y'all. Nobody is beyond.
Yikes.
Nobody's beyond.
Well, delete. Like,
hopefully you are not included in that, but nobody is necessarily excluded from that statement.
Yikes. Okay, well,
all right.
Yeah. So I don't know. That just honestly and truly, I think it was just really sad, and it really disappointed me because I was like, especially like, I don't know who that white man is, but I had high hopes for Michael Key and Trevante Rhodes and Sterling K. Brown. Like, I just thought like, you niggas know we just been through this shit, and you like, I'm just glad that is Peele that is making all these works of art, and it's not Key. So I can continue to enjoy his works and not have to think about this dumb shit. Because you niggas are just absolutely embarrassing. Like, the fact that you cannot stand up against a fucking nobody like a nobody. Like, you, like, that blows my mind because it's like at least you don't even have the excuse of like, I'm worried about my career. Like, you're just a selfish ass nigga.
Well, speaking
like, you just don't want to shake the table.
Well, speaking of niggas, dumb shit and shit that we're embarrassed of.
Let's go. Let's hear it. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say this week on Queen Radio, but whatever.
Oh, child. Yes, we don't have to, I really do want to talk about Les Moonves, but we can talk about him next week and his weird obsession with Janet Jackson. But guess what? Bitch, you got. See, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite. And guess what? They biting because you a sexual predator too, bitch. Anyway, so last weekend, or that was just like a couple days ago. Why am I talking about this?
It was like 2 days ago.
Was last weekend. It's Monday, bitch. So it's last weekend. Next weekend is next weekend. This past weekend was last weekend. So anyway, is it the weekend still?
No.
Okay,
time
then. Is it the weekend still?
No.
Are you repeating yourself because you want me to? I know you're not talking to me like you my mama or something like that.
Rakeem, is it the weekend still? It's not the weekend still. The weekend is over. Okay. So, sorry, I was stalling so that I could play that.
You see him use emotionally manipulating us. He knew that I would get mad.
He was abusing us for his sound effects.
Gemini, girl, get away from me.
Wow.
He knew I would get mad and yell at him, giving him time to get
Anyway.
Wow.
So this past weekend at the Harper's Bazaar Fashion Week party.
Bizarre. Talk about bizarre.
Huh?
To talk about bizarre.
Oh my.
One Claudio Baratheon and Nicole Minaj.
Wait, what's her name?
Were both in. I said cardio Baratheon.
You dumb bitch.
and Nicki Minaj were both in attendance. Now, imagine my surprise, bitch, because I was sitting here writing. I was working on an outline for another book that I haven't started yet.
Wait a minute.
I was...
Go ahead.
Huh?
Nope.
What?
Sorry, I realized something in the middle of your story. Keep going.
So I go on, I just happened to be I was on Instagram, I think. I went on Instagram and I saw Cardi B's post. Her post about how she's not letting bitches fuck with her anymore because blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like reading the whole post. So y'all can go on Cardi B's Instagram if you want to read it.
No thanks.
About how she doesn't want people fuck. She doesn't let people fucking talk about her child and blah, 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 and all this other shit. I was like, what's this about? Clearly I was like, this is very obviously about Nicki Minaj. I'm like, ooh, what did Nicki say? So I, of course, rushed to Twitter. And then, of course, the number one topic is Nicki and Cardi got into a fight at this party. And I was like, bitch, what?
And there was footage,
bitch! Bitch, what? Bitch, let me tell you, I think I saw this at midnight. I stayed up till 2 a.m. because people kept posting different angles of the fight. I was like, bitch!
I thought Beyonce dropped the album for a quick second.
Bitch, let me tell you, I was just excited. I know this is probably not a good thing to be excited about, but I was like, bitch, this is entertainment. This is pure entertainment. Entertainment.
You reminded me, when you said earlier, when you said that her last name was Baratheon, I was thinking about it Cardi really rolled up at her like she was Brienne of Tarth.
You know?
And Nicki was Stannis, and she was like, for Renly, bitch.
She said for the north. Oh, no, not the north, huh? Because Baratheons aren't for the north. What did the Baratheons say? What's their thing? Did they say anything?
Well, they're not really relevant enough to... I don't know what the Baratheons' house slogan is, actually.
Oh, do they say anything, though? Do they have, a saying that they say regularly? Is there any Baratheons that say stuff regularly?
We burn our children?
Oh, okay. Well, probably not that.
Well,
I don't think that's what Cardi... We burn for our children.
They did burn
what Cardi
Do
B
you
was
not remember
thinking.
when he burned his daughter?
No, I do. I'm just saying, maybe Cardi B burned for her child, so we're going to switch it to we burn for our children.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, so Cardi rolled up in there we burn for our children, honey. And she tried to swing. So there's mixed reports of what actually happened. Allegedly, she went up to her and the security immediately got in the way, and one of the security guards bumped Cardi in the head, which is how she got that knot. Then at that point, her people were pulling her away, and she kept trying to get at Nicki. Nicki was behind her wall of security guards, like Queen Elizabeth. She couldn't get to her, so she threw her shoes at her. She missed both times, and then finally,
that was petty. My favorite. Put that in there. She missed
both times.
She did. Did she not? She did.
And then was barefoot for the rest of the night.
And she was barefoot for the rest of the night. She didn't post that look either. She's been posting all her Fashion Week looks, and she did not post that dress.
Imagine being that designer, being like, God damn it! Damn it!
Right?
So I think it was a really well-known designer, so he'll be okay. I also thought the dress was not that cute anyway, so I was like, look, a little ass.
She didn't either. That's why she wanted to fight.
I know. That's why she didn't give a fuck. She was like, listen, bitch.
She said, give me that ugly-ass dress over there, because I know that bitch gonna be there.
Bitch, these
grab my Nikes!
I bet Anna Wintour's laughing this would never happen at a Vogue event.
But Anna Wintour was there when it happened.
Right, but it wasn't her. It's a Harper's Bazaar event. So
that's lies, because Solange went to town on Jay-Z's ass at Anna Wintour's event.
Oh, that's true.
She's never invited niggas nowhere again.
No, she has. Solange has been there every year since at the Met Gala. But yeah, so anyway, she got pulled out. The whole time she was like, my favorite, I just love those shoes. She was like, come here, bitch. Bitch, come here. Bitch, come here.
She was pissed.
Bitch, come here.
On site.
There's mixed reviews on whether Nicki said, I'm standing right here, or I'm staying right
reviews?
Here. No, there's been, did I say reviews? Sorry, there's been mixed. Well, yeah, let's just go with that. There's been mixed reviews. About what she actually said. There's been mixed commentary about what she actually said, or opinions rather, on what she actually said.
And her album.
There was just different angles. It was very wild. Nicki was silent about it, and of course, after Nicki is always extra
until today.
So what cracks me up is that there's been videos of Nicki saying on site on. Well, no, you know what? We'll get into the opinions after I state what.
Wait, did you listen to Queen Radio today?
I did.
Okay.
So obviously Nicki came out and she was being her extra self, And you know what really cracks me up when people try to act like they don't care about something, so they extra act out. And that was what she was doing. She was practically crawling on the ground posing. I was like, sis, just get in the car, please.
Wait, she just dropped the Barbie Dreams video literally right now.
Oh, did she? It's fine. I don't think it. I don't.
You don't care?
I'll watch it later. I honestly don't. I don't. The videos have not, as of late, been very interesting to me.
Oops.
But
oops.
yes, so that happened. Anyway, Nicki was silent today on Queen Radio. If any of you heard, she talked a little bit about that. She basically said that she denied that she had ever said anything reckless about Cardi's baby. Mm-hmm. She said that she also called the lady. So apparently Cardi called someone else's dead child a monkey.
What?
Yeah, and so Nicki's petty ass had the woman call into her radio show so she could tell the audience what Cardi had said to her.
Wow.
Yeah, it was interesting. You know, there was a lot of like cackling, and there was a lot of explosions, and there was a lot of. Now she has the "To Freedom" thing. That's her. She now has a thing for that, so she has a thing that says "To Freedom"
but the thing
over and over again.
That was so funny about that one soundbite to me. She didn't actually like isolate her voice, so you hear the explosion when she says "To Freedom," and then another explosion plays after that because she does an explosion for her saying "To Freedom." It's just like freedomception.
The production value,
truly,
is just child.
But
yeah, so she said, "I would never discuss anyone's child. For someone to pin that on me, that's because I'm the bad guy, and they know people who would believe them. I just want to let the world know that Onika Tanya Mirage has never speaken ill of anyone's child. I'm not a clown. That's clown shit. Sorry, you know what? Let me
read
stop.
it in her voice.
I can't because you know what? Kid Fury did that already. I don't want to do it too. But of Cardi B, at one point, Nicki called her a disgusting pig. She did say that. She called her a disgusting pig. She said she basically called her anti-black. She said that she calls black women roaches. Sorry, I had to do that one.
Whoa.
I had to do that one.
This took you so out. I love it.
I did.
You know, at the end of the day, someone on Twitter best summed it up when they said this. They said, at the end of the day, Nicki and Cardi are both terrible people.
That's true. She said, Nicki said, I don't care what anybody says. Tekashi is my baby and I love him.
Tekashi?
Yikes.
Tekashi 69, the rapper, who's also a pedophile. Speaking of pedophiles and speaking of people supporting pedophiles.
Speaking of Nicki Minaj.
You know, Nicki Minaj. Also, Kanye has been in pictures. I think there was like pictures of him and Kanye in the studio. I don't know if it's just like y'all fuck with people extra hard once you find out they're pedophiles or what. Like, is that like a winning thing for
Didn't
y'all?
She,
like,
bail
is that
her
like
brother
a
out who
plus?
also was accused of that or something?
Who? What?
Didn't she like bail her brother out and he was accused of that or something like
her
that?
Mom put her mom put the house up that Nicki bought for her to bail him out.
Yikes.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want to blame her for that because that's not her responsibility for her brother. But it's just not. It doesn't look good, sis. Your brother already got arrested for abusing his stepdaughter. You out here supporting a sex offender. Kodak Black is a sex offender, and apparently Cardi was defending him as well. And it's just like, why do y'all fuck with people extra hard once you find out they're abusers? Like, Kodak Black is not that talented, like, at all. And neither, and fucking Tekashi 69 is not even a little talented. Like, this nigga call himself the King of New York.
Yikes.
That is so ugly to me. I mean, it's not ugly that he's calling himself the King of New York, but the fact that like y'all are out here like at least like I don't know, that doesn't make it better. But it's just like y'all there. What reason? I don't like. What is the reason? Because it's not even like these are like talented people. Like you guys are just like up at anybody who just has like a little bit of clout, no matter what they do.
Yeah. The other thing is I'll say because I know Jonathan's looking at me because we're running long, but. All I'll say is that with this situation, I'm not really on anyone's side. I just thought that what Nicki was doing has just been so like I don't know. It's just been rubbing me the wrong way. I don't like it. Like she just feels unhinged. Like when I listen to her on her show, it just sounds like she sounds like
she sounds like a cartoon character. Like she sounds like a Disney villain.
Like I just hope she's in therapy. That's really all I can say. That's really it.
I do too. She's like, what? And I'm just like, girl, what are you laughing that hard at?
Like, you're not Maleficent, sweetie. What's going on? She really wants to be Maleficent.
It's romance.
And I'm just like,
she should have named the album Maleficent.
Oh my god, bitch! No, she would have got sued by Disney.
True.
It's just like watching it. I'm just like listening to all those other people, and I'm like, how are y'all not like dying right now? Or like everyone's just like calm, like this is normal behavior, and she's just acting like wild as fuck. And I'm just like,
and the men in the studio don't care about you, girl. They are like you could hear them in the back, like you could hear them saying, "Oh, I didn't know she was gonna be doing all this shit." But so stop her, bitch! Like.
You know,
like if you see
like
that
nobody's
she's doing
saying, girl.
I mean, obviously personal responsibility, but clearly, like these are supposed to be. If you care about her, you see that this is hurting her. Who's looking dumb at the end? Is Queen number 1 for her doing this? No, so it's not helping you.
And her tour is still canceled. The American leg of her tour is still canceled.
No,
the tickets didn't
really?
get any more bought than they already were.
Dang, that's sad.
At the end of the day, y'all both have said terrible things, but one of them just had a baby and has not said anything to you, and one of them is going on the radio weekly being bothered
by everyone. Not even just Cardi. Like by everyone. She had beef with what's that nigga's name? What's the nigga's name?
I don't know, bitch. They're all rich.
Travis, she had beef with Kylie, she had beef with their baby Stormy.
You have so much money. Like, so much money. Go buy a yacht. Like, bitch, go buy the Pacific Ocean. Like, what do you mean? Cardi B who, bitch? Like...
But I will say that
buy a voodoo doll.
If she ever calls Azalea Banks, I'm definitely tuning into that one.
Oh, hell no.
I'm tuning the bucket.
I did enjoy Azalea Banks' story that night.
If Azalea Banks ever goes on Queen Radio, I'm quitting the podcast.
She was like,
Banks, let me put that into the universe. Azalea Banks, if you ever hear this, Nicki, I know you're not listening.
Did you guys see Azalea Banks' story that night?
No.
What?
No.
What?
No. It's an Azalea Banks free zone.
I mean, I did, but it wasn't that. She wasn't really adding anything. She was just cracking.
Yeah, she was just cracking out. She's like, the girls are fighting. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was. This week has been entertaining. I'm just mad that I feel like. Oh God, I feel like Cardi's gonna respond, and I'm gonna be so annoyed if she responds.
Right after we finish recording.
I'm gonna be so fucking mad. This shit was mad entertaining. Like, it was so fucking entertaining. And, like, yes, true, this could turn bad. So I guess maybe we shouldn't be as entertained by it as we are.
Yeah.
But I still am. So, you know, it is what it is.
Look, it's hard out here.
It is. And you know what? In Trump's America, I need some entertainment.
I just don't like... Oh.
Okay.
What up, and welcome to the Dick's Guest. So I was gonna try to do like a nigga French accent, but it didn't work out.
What?
It's okay.
What
nigga
is that?
French. It's like French, but nigga. Yes.
I wish I had a sound.
Wee bitch. See.
Wee bitch.
Wee Les hands, bitch.
They can be thrown, bitch.
Wow.
Okay, so since we had such a long discourse
over it,
minutes of color.
I'm sorry, Nicki Minaj is rubbing off on me.
Baze, I'm so scared. Baze is like alone in his place right now, just laughing. His neighbors are like, "What is going on?" I
can totally see why Baze scared his mom acting like a demon now, and he was like, "Lock Nash." Like I can totally see it now.
I know. You know what? I've always had a little Nicki in me, I guess.
Oh no!
Oh,
Hereditary 2018. Okay, girl.
Baze Minaj. You know, there's always those gays. There's those gays that have Minaj in their name.
Oh yeah, their handles.
It's always
so
like black. They're like. It's always like black gays from like Atlanta.
I'm Basie Minaj, Basie Lewinsky, Basie the Ninja, Basie the Harajuku Barbie, Basie the... Oh, fuck, did I fuck it up?
It's weird when people do that. Add Minaj or Kardashian.
It's always like black gay guys from like either like the East Coast or like
Atlanta.
And they like always use like filters for their face. Like they always have like the heart emojis or like the dog filter.
Or the peach emoji.
Oh god, yes. And they always have a picture of their ass on the sink.
And it says bottom, like But it says bottom on their Instagram profiles, but it's like spelled out with a space in between each letter, and then like a period at the end. It's like, okay, we get it, girl.
Bitch, and all their entire Instagram grid is just like bathroom nudes and other underwear shots.
And then like random selfies at the bathhouse that are like discreet enough. It's
no,
like,
girl, what you talking about? That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh,
you get into white gay territory.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, I'm talking about the Nicki Minaj, the Barbs. I'm talking about Barbs.
Oh, well, there's white Barbs too, but true.
Oh, there are? I don't really think about them.
You see how sad, babe?
Like,
I don't really think about them.
Anyway, the discourse.
Yes, so since we have such a long minutes of color, we're going to try to shorten it out. Though we never, ever have short conversations about anything. First, can I just say I'm loving the energy this week? I love y'all.
Love you.
We love you too, Renee.
Oh, no, sorry. That sounded... Okay, girl.
Yikes!
Girl, you know that I love you too, Renee. Like, that's not even what I was saying. I was just saying that, like, I feel, like, peppy this week. Like, I'm feeling, like...
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Menage.
Pepe Menage, ew.
Maybe you need to listen to Queen Radio before you
I know, that's
week.
what I need to do. I need to start... And good thing it comes out on Monday, so I need to start listening to Queen Radio during the day, and then I could be wrapped up!
Oh my god, imagine, Baze, if you had listened to Queen Radio right before, like, running into someone on the street. Like,
bitch.
Baze would be aggressive.
Can someone put Baze on Queen Radio, please? I know someone from that place.
It would just be me and Nicki growling at each other. And we'd be like, good talk, girl. Okay, bye. Love you. Oh my god, I've never felt so close to someone.
This is like the exact opposite
so the
of
discourse.
ASMR. What is the opposite? This is the opposite of ASMR.
Jennifer Hudson.
What'd you say?
He said on a scale of ASMR to Jennifer Hudson.
Oh god, yeah. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel.
You guys are...
But she can sing. She can sing. She's loud, but she can sing.
Oh my god!
From Miss Jennifer.
Wait, what are we doing for the Discord? Sorry,
I'm sorry. Yes, what are we doing for the Discord? Look, y'all, we a little disorganized. We never said we was.
We're just happy, okay?
Yes,
Fuck.
I know. This is what happiness looks like. This is what happiness tastes like.
John is like, is it?
Eat it up.
I'm like,
John is bothered.
The studios are.
Child, John, this anti-blackness is not cute on you, girl.
What
So anyway, as I was saying, as my black ass was
Renee,
saying,
come back.
Black and proud. Won't nobody shame me. The discourse for this week is what? Oh shit! Let me actually read it because bitch, I already forgot what I was trying to say.
The ghetto.
The get. Yes.
Do you want me to?
What
say
makes
it?
a guy off limits to your friend? There we go. That's what I came up with. Yes. So what does make a guy off limits to your friends? Because I've just been especially the gays, you know, we're a messy bunch. And when you're out with your friends, we've all, like, the gay community is very small. We all have, like, some type of connection in some way to somebody. Like, if you didn't fuck that person, then they fucked your friend, or they were your ex's ex, or something to that effect. So, like, I'm curious, if you feel that there is something that makes a person off limits to your friends, what is that thing? What is that limit for you?
I'll go first because I feel like I'm gonna have the shortest answer out of everyone. I normally do not care. The only thing that there's only one person that is really like off limits, and y'all know who that is.
Mm-hmm. Is it just one person?
Because
that
wait,
what is it, Rakeem? We out here lying now?
No,
a podcast of color.
Kapoof.
Fine. There's like 3. Okay. There's like
bitch.
3 people.
Okay. We gonna let you lie on Podcast of Color today.
There is only like 3, bitch. I don't care about.
Okay, maybe now. Okay.
Pinocchio.
There is around 3.
Pinocchio.
Do you disagree too?
I mean,
there's more than 3?
I don't think there's a set number. I think you have a different limit than what you think you have. But we don't have to get into that on the show.
No, we are. That's the point of the discourse because we need to know what the limits are.
This is shocking to me. What does this mean?
I feel like...
Okay, wait. Let's let Rakeem.
Yeah.
Say his limits, and then we'll let him know what we think his limits are.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You gonna let me finish? So essentially what's gonna happen is I'm gonna finish talking, and then y'all gonna be like, so essentially all that was some bullshit.
I mean, girl, you guessed it. That's it.
Bitch, you guessed it.
You guessed
it. And you was right.
You was right. Anyway, that wasn't even the point of my...
Just go, Rakeem. What are you?
That wasn't even the fucking point. The point was, no matter what the limit is that...
The limit does not exist.
Oh my God. I give up. I feel like John right now. I get it, John. Other than those people, I don't feel like I would be upset for the most part. The only thing that really makes something off limit to me is if I have been like head over heels with them. And this may be like 3 or 4 people. And I mean, there's really only like one person. Other than that, I don't really care.
I know what you're talking about.
Listen.
I'm giving, so Baze, you can't see the face I'm giving Rakeem, but I'm just like,
have we not? Okay.
I'm like, okay.
How much? Okay.
You're saying if I had talked to someone, if I started talking to someone that you've talked to before, even if you weren't head over heels, you wouldn't be upset about it?
There's only like 4 people that I think so, yes. Otherwise, I would not care.
I really wish I could see Baze's face right now, but I can't.
Wait, do y'all think I would care?
I can't listen to lies, so I'm still...
Wait a minute! Wait, why do you think that? Have I done that before?
I think that we should all go, and then we can all talk about how everybody feels about everything.
Okay. But, y'all go.
This is an awkward discourse.
I'll go next.
It's not awkward, I just didn't think y'all felt like that, okay?
I'll go next, because I will give the real answer, because I know I'm a petty-ass bitch, and I'm self-aware.
Excuse me?
The reality of the situation for me is, I think that I would feel, how I would say I feel and how I feel are 2 different things, right? Because I do understand when I'm being irrational. So, like, I know when I'm being irrational, so I will not necessarily vocalize
what a
what
Nicki
I'm
answer.
feeling, but I will keep my hurt feelings to myself and I get over it. But if I had, like, if I hooked up with somebody, and so if I hooked up with somebody and I, like, feel a way about them or whatever, then, and when I say I feel a way, I guess I mean, like, if I'm still attracted to them or something, or if I still, like, or if there were, like, feelings attached to that person, and then a friend hooks up with that person, I'm gonna be bothered. Will I vocalize it? No, because if I didn't really have, like, a serious, like, relationship with them, I don't think that's enough of a reason for me to get in the way of 2 people trying to get together or whatever.
That's literally what I said.
Then yeah, hell yes.
That's literally what I said.
Okay, girl.
I literally said if I still, there was like 4 people or so, that if I still kind of felt away, then yes.
Okay, John, so do you want to tell the truth as well? Like I do?
Speak my truth? My truth?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, Rakeem told his truth. Me and you are telling the truth.
Well, it's weird because mine is very similar. It's like the 2 people. No, not 2. Wow, now I'm busting over Rakeem.
Why you sound so low, girl? I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I think I have like 2 or maybe 3. Basically, my partners I was living with before.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the one before that, but everyone else is like, I don't really care. Like, I have a ton of Eskimo sisters out there, or that we've talked about. Like, oh, girl, you too? Like, that's funny. And then we'll, like, kiki about it. But, like, if it was the other 2, then we're not going to kiki about it. We're probably going to stop being friends.
Like, the bitch said we gonna kiki and I'm gonna kiki on your face.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Bitch. Okay.
Like, would you fight over?
I wouldn't fight over.
You've ever dated before?
If it was the 2, like I said, like if someone
would beat somebody's ass, woo, child, that takes a lot for John to beat somebody's ass. So that's a good thing.
Well, the thing was, it was mostly directed at you. It was just John Hanson first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, Baze, how would you answer that question?
How would I answer that question? Okay, so like, let's say me and Mark broke up, and one of you bitches went after him, Rakeem.
Oh my god!
Woo!
Stop!
Bitch, let me tell you, I could be in debt, bitch.
Nigga.
I could be homeless, and I would find a way to get on the plane to fly to LA to beat your ass. I would find a way. Somehow, some way, I would hitchhike across the damn country. I would get in the cars with white people.
Wait,
and I would find your
about
ass.
this for a minute.
I would whoop ass. I'm telling you, that would piss me off. But
do you hear this?
Mark is
No,
the
a
only
warning.
yeah, just fair warning. No,
Translation, you touch this, you touch him, bitch.
But Mark is like my only serious relationship, so I can't really, like say like what I would do. I don't think like there's nobody else that I've ever had like a connection with like that. So like I don't really think there's anybody that would like warrant that reaction from me. Well, I feel away like if maybe there was somebody that I hooked up with that like I don't know that I thought was attractive or whatever. Like maybe a twinge, but like I don't think that would ever be enough for me to even like mention it. Or if I did mention it, it would be like a passive aggressive joke, and then I would move on from it.
That's a good point. I think if I was like talking to a guy like, oh, I'm about to go on a date with this guy, and I like hyped him up to you, like either one of you, and goes like, oh my god, really? That's so cute. I'm so happy for you. And then the next thing I know, like one of y'all went after him. I wouldn't like end the friendship, but I would be like, man, this bitch.
Oh yeah, if
do you know what I mean?
After somebody that I was just talking to, that's tacky.
Yeah.
Oops.
So
I haven't done that.
Oh, okay. Well, you coughed like you did. The bitch was choking.
It's just that I have very different ideas about this than I feel like most people do. Also, I'm just at a place where I just don't care about most men right now. So it's just kind of like I don't. So it's
that must be.
Oh
growth.
my god!
Okay, we love
done.
growth here at Podcast of Color. We stand it even.
I'm done because John is looking at me like everything I'm saying is. When is the last time I've ever called you about a man?
So so here's what we're gonna do. So now
exactly. Period.
So now we're talking about each other's truths, right? So I'm just gonna throw it out there. Did everybody feel like I gave what they felt like is an accurate depiction of how I would respond to these things?
Well, it was only a response to Rakeem, so
I'm curious.
Yes, I think that was a good response.
Okay, John, I would say that yours sounds very accurate as well.
So I know where we're going with this. So I'm asking you to tell me, why don't you think that? Because I don't think but maybe I would be fine, and I don't think that I would.
I think if I were to talk to the last guy that you were talking to, you'd get upset at me, Rakeem.
I think Rakeem.
I
don't know.
Okay.
Rakeem, I think. Okay, here's what I would say. Maybe this is you're different now than when I was living in LA. But I think that you are like very I don't want to say like you're possessive in the sense that you're like, oh my god, this is my man, blah 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 blah. But if you've marked your territory, you are territorial about it with friends. You're like, no, I liked him, and that's what it is. Now, maybe this was a joke, and you just were telling a straight faced joke that nobody else could tell and was laughing at. But from my perspective, it seemed like you were like very territorial. If you like somebody, if you were interested in somebody, and they showed any interest in you as well, then at any point, then it felt like I don't want to say like if it was like years ago or whatever, but if it had happened within like the past few months, then it felt like, at least as far as I was concerned, it felt like the person was off limits.
Well, with the people that you've seen me, I would say at that point, yeah, Rakeem in 2018, hell no. Okay, well listen, you stand growth. Like I'll absolutely say when you lived in LA, absolutely. But now I don't really care.
Okay, well listen, go off.
Look, bitch, when you're broke, you're not trying to think about men. You're trying to think about this money.
That's fair. And you've only gotten busier this year.
Like, it is what it is. So I don't think at this point in my life, there's maybe 4 people that you guys could date that would like make me upset. Because most guys that I've dated that you guys I feel like might go after would be people that's just been like casual things, and then they probably said something problematic or one time, or we just lost interest in each other or something like that. So most people, I don't feel like it, but I also feel like y'all want to date the people that I've dated anyway.
That's also very true.
Ooh,
so that's T.
That's a self drag.
That's okay. Well, that was a great discourse. So I'm kidding.
I could think of one that I could consider. But that's it.
Oh wait, we gotta talk about
I can
that.
tell you about it after the
We gotta yeah,
okay,
exactly.
well, I have a question.
I think it was the most
recent.
No, I don't want to say that. I think it was the most recent one that we
that
I
Baze
know
is
what you're
aware
talking
of.
about. But I have a question for you. Since the
Yeah.
question is what makes people off limits to your friends, what don't make them off limits?
What does that mean?
Have you ever been the person that has dated one of your friends' exes or something like that?
Oh.
No, I told you I never really dated before Mark, so I can't answer that one.
Oh God, I've totally been that person.
I've been that
Ooh,
person
girl.
too.
I know both of y'all have because y'all some hosts. But as a
But,
saved
okay.
woman, as a saved slut shamer like myself.
But I mean, I wasn't very proud of it. I knew like it was kind of a shitty thing, but also, and I'm just gonna be honest, me and that other person weren't that good of friends anyway. So
You have a lot of never mind.
You do have.
wait, what is this? What? Wait a minute.
Top
Let's say how we. All right, we're gonna go drag. Okay, we'll talk about this.
Yeah,
off
not
air.
so fun when it's you in the hot seat, huh? Boom!
No, I know what you guys are gonna say, and I'm not disagreeing. So
You
It's
know
that
what,
LA
babe?
world. That's all I'm saying. The LA gays are just different. No, I
moved to New York
okay.
once.
Well, look, let's just be real. A lot of the girls, I mean, everywhere really. Like, I'm not gonna even act like the girls out here aren't the same way. A lot of girls are fake. A lot of girls are not your real friends. That's all. We know. We all know that.
We've been new. That's why I stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I stayed home this weekend. It was nice. I had a good old time.
What?
I was like, bitch.
let me ask.
What party? What alcohol? What $20 alcohol? Bitch, let me tell you, I went to this party the other weekend and I paid $40 for 2 drinks.
Couldn't be me.
Wow.
Bitch, I was so mad. The party was lit though, so it was okay. But oh, child, that was money.
Okay, John, what did you want to ask me?
Okay, I was gonna ask. So, what if, like, say one of us went after the one that was off limits, and, like, for example, Rakeem, like, in this wild situation where Rakeem went after your ex, would you be mad that me and Rakeem were still, like, hanging out? Do you know what I mean?
So, if you went after the person that I said that's off limits,
And then me and Baze are
but
still
you and
cool.
Baze are still friends, would I be mad at Baze for being friends
Yeah,
with you? No.
I kind of would.
No, I will say that for sure. I don't ever get mad with that kind of stuff because that's not my beef.
I would
that's
just be
yours.
like, how could you fuck with him after what he did?
Because I'm busy, bitch. I don't have time.
Okay,
to,
first of all, I think this is funny coming from you, John, but that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Wait, what?
Because you and Rakeem both have me and Renee are the ones that are always on point with that one, but you and Rakeem are different. You girls don't.
We are very divided in this.
You guys are. I feel like that's really weird because I feel like you two are the ones that are just like, well, they didn't do anything to me, so it's fine.
That's what I said, though. I agree with that.
No, that's what. No, and I'm saying
That's what Baze is
so
surprised with me because that's how I'm
Switching it
feeling.
Well, what has changed since then that make you think that? Because you were very much like, well, now I'm gonna get ganged up on. So now I just want to know what changed your damn mind.
Because
wait, mine or John's?
John's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me too, girl. Tell us.
No, nothing. I feel like I know how that feels like, because basically in the end of what is like a divorce, you kind of have to divide people up sometimes depending on, where the allyship lies. And then, the friends of that person, you're also dividing up. So, like...
Oh, but that's also if you're friends with their significant others. I don't want to be friends... Like, Mark is, like, the only exception. Like, otherwise, I'm not friends with y'all who you date.
That's true. Like, I don't get...
I try to keep that shit...
People that y'all date.
Listen, most times, if I'm dating someone, they'll come around my friends, like, once or twice. Y'all need to intermix. That's not happening. So...
That is true. I think for me, I feel like so actually I'll talk to you guys about this after we finish recording because I had a come to Jesus moment and I had to realize where I was wrong about a certain situation and I got mad at you, John, for talking to somebody that I realized I didn't really have any business being as mad at as I was. But we could talk about that because that's a really personal thing. After the recording.
It just feels
oh my God, Baze, are you okay?
No, it just feels like sometimes to me that like when stuff like that happens, like you're mad because you're friends with this person. Like I don't have time to remember that because everyone, like when you think about it, people have like someone has cheated on everyone. Like let me not say that. Everyone has cheated on everyone. Someone has done something bad to every single person. Mm-hmm. If I'm supposed to make a list of all the people that I'm not supposed to be friends with because people I am close with don't like people, I wouldn't be able to talk to anybody.
Right. Okay.
So it's like it's petty half the time.
I get
and
that.
It's just like
right.
I'm sorry, that's just I don't have the time for that. There's so much stuff I could be. I don't have time for that. I don't know. I don't care. If someone cheats on one of my friends though, I'm obviously not going to be fucking friends with them. Like I know not to do that bullshit. But I'm not gonna like search that. I'm not gonna like go to your Instagram followers and search all the people that said they like fucked up and block them all. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to hang out with them.
I just feel like it's a warning sign, and I feel like when somebody has done something to a friend of mine that's dirty, it's always like whenever it always comes out that they do the same shit to me. You know what I mean? So like I feel like whenever I hear like a friend did this to someone else, it's just a matter of time. And they almost always prove that they will screw you over as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When I see it, I look at it as I don't necessarily. I mean, it's selfish because I do look at it as like you fucked with my friend, but I'm also looking like, well, if you do that to my friend, well, bitch, what's to stop you from doing that shit to me? There's somebody here in New York who I don't really like. We're like, I don't want to go into detail, but we interact. But I don't really fuck with them because I know like shit that they've done to people, and I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. Also, they were giving me warning signs anyway. But it's just like I think of it as that. Like I think of it as like less like, oh, I'm just gonna be petty and not fuck with you, as opposed to I'm just like also gonna look out for myself because you don't seem like the kind of person I want around me. I don't want that energy around me.
Yeah, and a lot of it too isn't just like, oh, like fuck that person. It just might mean just, you know, you just have to be smart about like I don't think that our points actually cancel each other out. Like you could be both at the same time. Like you could be cautious of someone and, you know, and still actually I don't know what I'm saying. But
it's okay, girl. It's late.
That's the LA gay that came out. It's like, you know, I'll be a little fake with you.
I wasn't being fake, bitch. My point was going to be that you can still be cautious around people and you don't have to have them around you or have to be like, fuck that bitch or go online and say like, I don't fuck with her or him. You could just be cautious and just know for the future, like obviously be smart about shit. Like if someone has like cheated on like 8 people, like, like, clearly that's something that you have to take into consideration. But, you know, well, maybe 8 is an extreme thing. But
is it?
I don't know. I've never cheated on anyone, so I don't know how extreme 8 is. So, so yeah. I don't know.
Well, that was a good talk. It really lacks direction, but it's okay.
Well, no, but now that we're thinking about it, though, it's like, I don't think that there's a right or wrong answer to this. I just think it's more of like what your person,
right?
What kind of person you are. Like,
that's true. I also think like I've been thinking more about like being fake and how I like think that I'm like holding myself back by not being as fake as I should be. So I that's a discussion for another day. But I don't know. I think there's a value in being fake, and I think that I like need to be more fake.
It's code switching.
I think I lose out on opportunities by like not being as fake as I should be, and it's like sometimes there's a cause to be neutral in situations where maybe you.
Wow.
Depending, what I'll say is this: there are certain things that should stay in group chats, and group chats, like, and a lot of stuff that like something I've told myself this year is do not get. I actually broke my rule this week, but don't get
Do you
on.
Want to talk about that?
No, it's no. Just
this
don't
week's Discord.
No, it's fine. Just don't get on the internet when you're upset. Don't get on the internet when you're angry.
Yeah,
and don't get on the internet when you're really happy. Just don't get on the internet in states of like extreme high emotions. Yes, if you just find something out, wait a day to talk about it.
Yeah,
like
sleep on it,
or wait until it's out. Like because you're going to.
I was just gonna say, like, I've been realizing that too. I was like, I share a lot of myself online and like a lot of my opinions, and sometimes I just need to text y'all about it and just keep it to myself.
I just save it for here. Like,
that's true too.
Like, y'all aren't gonna hear me. Like, why should I go out online and give you all this information when I talk about it here? And this is content that we're making. Like if you're gonna hate watch me, you're gonna give me views or something like that. I don't have time to argue with people on the internet for free.
For freedom.
No. So
wait.
What a delayed explosion.
Oh my god!
I know.
So
Yes.
so what is the conclusion for this week's discourse?
Listen, sis. Like I said, I didn't have no real direction. Y'all got a fun episode. We have fun, and that's the conclusion, is to have fun.
True. T.
No. I mean, I guess I don't know that there is necessarily a conclusion, because I think that like what I'm talking about is a personal boundary that is like dependent on the person.
Okay, let me
So
rephrase. Final thoughts.
My final thoughts is, if you...
Uh-oh. Are you British?
Oh, no, that wasn't where I was going with that, but thank you for giving me a little bit of
Thank you.
direction. I was going to say a
Very
little bit of depression.
Oh.
Shout out to our UK listeners. I know you couldn't tell, although you probably thought maybe this is Travis, but it's actually just me, Dave.
Stop it! Oh no, Travis, I'm so sorry.
Hi, come back.
Yes, come back, but also, babes,
No,
don't
I
ever.
don't know. I don't really know that I have like a. I don't know. I just like, it's just based on your own thing. Like, I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer to that. Like, we all have our own personal boundaries, and recognize yours, but also recognize when maybe you're asking like too much, because sometimes you are, and like maybe you need to take a step back from some certain situation. Like, if you're too in your feelings about it, maybe you need to like take a breather from people. It's okay to take a breather from people.
Agreed.
Yeah, I echo with Baze. I know what your own personal boundaries are, and that, like, there's no. I mean, I was gonna say my final words are gonna be like, "Don't fuck with my ex," but like
that was what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something violent, like, if me and Mark ever break up, any of you bitches end up with him, we not friends. Don't ever even speak to me or look in my direction.
Y'all can have my exes. I don't give two fucks.
Okay, well, thank you guys for listening.
All right.
And
Wait, are
don't
we
fuck
not
with
doing
either of our
letters?
exes.
Are we good? We don't have time for that.
No, we got.
Do you want to do letters or?
We got time.
We could do
Yeah,
one.
we'll do letters.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. We'll be back with the mail of Keller. And Jean, were you saying something? Jean von Cogdongan? Oh, sorry. Ooh, I fucked that up. Jean von Cogdongan.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you guys remember that song by Nivea? It says, "Don't mess with my man."
Yes.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I'm gonna be the one to bring it to you.
That's what I was thinking about.
And my friends. So find your own and leave mine alone. If
Thank you.
mess with my
Okay.
That was a little Nicki. That was a little Nivea Minaj.
Okay, no.
What up, what up, what up?
Is that the markets? Oh my god.
We're back with Mail of Kalak. So, anyway. Kalak. Cock.
No.
Listen, Rakeem. We are saying cock now, and that's the end of it. Don't make me come back there.
Oh, come back here then, bitch. We're never saying it. We're never saying it. Dick.
I'm just gonna stand out your job outside of your job with a sign that says, "We say cock now. We say cock now. We say cock now."
If you stand outside,
He's like picketing.
I mean, from where my job is, you might get applause. So,
well, you know, I live for that.
Oh my god,
the applause!
Wow.
A Star is Born.
Have you guys been seeing Lady Gaga? She looks amazing.
Yes,
I'm so ready
happy
for this comeback.
I'm so happy.
I'm trying not to stand, but it's hard.
I just love when white people mind their business and aren't problematic and
You know,
and are talented.
I mean, she stopped being problematic, and now she's just talented and minding her business, which I live for.
She looks moisturized. Like I'm so happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That gown in the rain. It was like when she like turned down the umbrella, like the guy came over with the umbrella, and she was like, "No, thank you," and then continued to pose in the rain. I was like,
she said,
Anyway, what?
No, I just showed Ricky a picture of Lady Gaga.
Are you gonna post that?
I'll put it in the thread.
So anyway, we're here to read a letter, an email, if you will, and so let's do that. Dear Trashbags, I have been listening since your first episode. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sweetie. I'm so sorry, sweetie.
Listener, sweetie.
Ever since y'all advertised in Grindr Aesthetics on Facebook. Ooh, child.
Whoa.
You know, the fact that I ran into the what is it called? What is it called? What is it called when the person leads a panel?
Admin?
Facilitate.
No.
Fuck. Moderate.
Moderator. Yes, there we go.
Yes.
When the moderators from Grind Aesthetics, I ran into them during Pride weekend, and they were like, girl, that whole thing was a mess. And I was like, yes, it was. Ooh, child,
I was about to correct you when Baze would advertise in Grindr Aesthetics. I
sure did. I did. I was like, come on, messy.
I remember specifically saying, girl, don't do it.
We welcome all messy girls. And I know Rakeem was like, they're going to drag us. And
Listen.
I was just like, you know what? With all the woke whitey gays. Remember that one girl who was like, oh, girl, remember that one white gay was like, oh, girl, I'm going to get out the recipes. And everyone was like, the what?
The recipes? What does that mean?
He was talking about the receipts. He was talking about receipts. He said recipes.
Wow. How embarrassing.
Ooh, Chile.
Chile, honey.
All right, this letter Baze.
Yes, okay. So they said, ever since Baze, advertised in Grindr Aesthetics on Facebook. POC actually got me into podcasts in the first place, so thanks for that. I'm just trying to skip all the praise because thank you so much. We appreciate it, but we all move forward. So I just moved to Vermont from California. Oh, interesting. I've never been to Vermont before. I know choices, but the financial aid package was too good to pass up. Okay, I hear that. For grad school, I'm pursuing a master's in higher education and student affairs. Okay, bitch.
Oh, yes.
With the end goal being to continue to support LGBTQ plus POC students in higher education. Moving to Burlington, a small white, there are some ugly ass white people out here like, oh my god, liberalish town in New England from the South Bay has been a huge fucking adjustment. However, I came here to be that bitch, TM, I added the TM, and be the best social justice mage I can be. Yes, we love a mage.
A mage.
I feel like social justice warriors are just so overrepresented, and it's really our time. It's the mage
social justice mage, social justice black mage, social justice white mage. That's you, John.
Do you know?
I'm a white mage?
You are a white mage.
Why did you just call me a white mage?
Do you know what a
like white
mage
wizard?
is?
It doesn't mean like you're Caucasian.
Oh.
Like, it means like it's like how Gandalf was like he became a white wizard.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, white mage does not mean you're a white person. White mage means you're like the healer of the...
Oh, like a nurse.
Ooh, Chile!
Who would have known that? If I hadn't watched Lord of the Rings, I wouldn't know that either.
I cannot. I have to text DJ right now. I can't.
Sorry, DJ. I'm sorry, DJ.
Anyway, I can be in this 90... social justice mage, I can be in this 90% whitey institute. Oh, let me start all over with that sentence. However, I came here to be that bitch and be the best social justice mage that I can be in this 90% whitey institution. POC has been a constant support. Okay, we're gonna skip or do it.
Oh my god!
No, like the listeners, like, thank you for helping me, overcome my depression. Basically, like, fuck all that bullshit.
Oh wait, this is actually funny. Any form of media that shows QTPOC folks love it, supporting and thriving with each other really fills me with joy and happiness. That the only thing that really gets close to that feeling is when I get to be a cum dump for 5+ guys. Hello.
Oh yes.
Well, I'm glad that we can be likened to something so spectacular.
Yeah,
is really the only word for it. But yeah, y'all have got me through some times and will continue to do so while I'm here. Any tips on how to survive the winter when you're from California would be, I guess I'm the only one who can really answer that, would be much appreciated, as well as being back in this fucking institution that as higher education as a mixed brown queer person are welcome as well. Ooh, I don't know.
Wait, so the question was, what do I wear in the winter?
Well, that's one, and then let's talk about sex. How did y'all learn about gay queer sex? What trials and errors did you have in finessing your skills? How did you navigate hookup culture with queer men on the apps and in bars, especially with alcohol and drugs involved? And what does consent look like to you in those settings? What does your growth look like from then up to now?
That's a lot of questions.
I know. In the words of one of the greatest gay icons, Vanessa Hudgens, you gave me life. But seriously, y'all give me every fucking week, and thank you for giving me the representation I need, because I see a little bit of myself in each of you.
Aww.
So much love. Te amo, maha kita.
Oh, wow. Okay, Tagalog.
Hello, trash can, mixed Filipinx.
See, you was talking all that shit.
Ooh, bitch, they gave us a whole look, bitch. They gave us a resume. This said, signed a fellow trash can, mixed Filipinx, gender non-conforming, queer, Gemini, Virgo moon, Cancer rising, social justice mage, anti-capitalist pup, poetry written hoe.
Wait.
Scarf bar XO.
Break.
What was this about the anti-capitalist pup?
Yes.
Arf?
And then they said,
What?
P.S. Y'all need to leave at ATE Clearwater alone. She is living her best life in a traverse bottom icon. We stand.
That means
Who's
big. 8 means big. Well, you're saying it 8, but it's pronounced Ate. Means big sister.
Oh, Ate.
Sister Clearwater.
Oh, you. They're talking about you.
Yes.
Oh, so you're telling us to leave John alone? No.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Leave her
So
alone.
let's
He said.
It happens.
They said leave John alone, you niggers.
Whoa.
I don't think that's
John
what the letter
alone.
says, Baze.
And that's what the whole letter says. It says, you niggers need to leave
Baze,
my
can you
John
not?
alone. My icon. In fact, I misread this whole thing. I think I just misread this whole thing.
Baze, come on.
It's all about John and how great he is and how
Can
we're
we
just
just
niggers.
get through this mail of color? We had one letter.
Okay, yeah.
John is
So
ready to
how-
go home.
One
John is
letter.
ready to
John
go
wants to
home.
go
He said,
home.
bitch, I have a schedule. I have a dig appointment. Okay, so
Oh my god, that is
the real tea
exactly
on-
it. Okay, keep going.
the-
You have to
the
make
real
John's dick
tea-
appointment.
the real tea on
See this,
adjusting
Rakeem?
to
What
the
is this?
East Coast is what?
John
I
just...
thought you wanted to get on the letter, sis. What you talking about?
Sorry, John just put up a bottle of water, shook it around, and said, "What do you think this is?" I'm grossed out.
You are dumb.
Like,
Answer
she's
the-
drinking it. If
answer
I
the-
see you drink your own Fleetwater,
answer
you
the
nasty
question.
bitch.
Bitch, it's charmed. That's why. It's blessed. Booty hole water, blessed by John.
Girl, that's a booty
It's
hole.
selling it by the bottle.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry, we went
Yeah,
into
one
question.
letter.
Sorry.
Okay, so okay, yes, we just had
You know,
been a
you can't
complete mess. I'm
put
so
niggas
sorry.
in charge.
This is true. But the T is to layer. That's what I learned is just layering up. I love to get like thermal long underwear. Get some thick ass socks. Sometimes you might want to double up on the socks. Maybe do a couple of thinner ones. Honestly, layers are really the most important thing because just putting on like a big that's what I found. Because in LA, I was just like, oh, I'll just put on like a thick ass jacket and that's gonna be good. Bitch, the wind finds a way to get in there. So you got to be prepared to combat that.
It's different out
The
there.
gusto.
It's different,
The zest.
bitch. Yes, this wind is zesty as fuck. We got whole hurricanes, bitch. Fucking Hurricane Florence is coming this way, and I was just like, Florence in the machine.
And the machine.
No, it's a different kind of Florence out here. But anyway, also shout out to the listeners in Virginia and North Carolina. Stay safe.
This is a
Yeah,
whole-
so just layer up. That's what I would say. As far as how I learned about gay queer sex, gay porn, which is probably not the best way to learn about it, but that's how I learned about it.
Oh my god!
Don't
is
do
that
what
why
they
so
do
many
in
people are
porn.
bad at sex?
We can't
Because
do
we
that.
all learn from porn.
What trials and errors did you have in finessing your skills? I didn't realize the importance of just relaxing. Just relaxing, especially if you're bottoming, just relaxing.
Oh.
is,
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
literally,
those kind of
don't clench so hard. Don't-
Yeah, just relaxing, when you just I think there's that fear, oh my god, maybe maybe some shit's gonna come out, or oh my god, maybe I'm gonna rip or whatever. And you just, but you know what? You just gotta let it go. Maybe you'll shit, maybe you'll paint him.
I really
Maybe
felt
you'll
that
paint
when
him
Baze
Van
was
Gogh.
describing
You know
it.
what I mean? Maybe you'll paint him with all the colors of the wind, or
Maybe
you know?
you'll paint with all the colors
You
that you
said,
win.
you know what I mean? Maybe you will rip.
No, honey, don't paint.
You know,
that's
but
blood.
YOLO.
That's not
YOLO, okay? Just go with it. Just do it. As Nike says, just do it.
cute. Do not bring Nike
Just
ads.
relax and do it.
As you're talking about, I'm gonna rip.
No,
Not
sometimes
fucking-
it rips a little bit, bitch. So you gotta be relaxed and use lots of lube and take your time.
Oh
Right?
my god!
Sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. You're a pup, anti-capitalist, socialist, whatever.
Right.
You know this shit. You taking 5 guys at one time. You're a cum dump, so you know what the fuck time it is. You know what time it is. But that was just something that I had to learn, was just relaxing a lot. As far as topping, the times that I've topped, I've been a selfish top, so I still don't know anything about that lifestyle. How do you navigate hookup culture and consent with drugs and alcohol? That's a big question, sis. That's a very big question. I'm gonna try to answer that in a very concise way.
You don't?
Yeah, I don't
because you have a man?
I honestly don't really have. I've had sex drunk before, but I've never had sex on drugs before, and I don't really do because you
The
just be hearing
ghetto.
about shit. Girls be taking meth, or they be taking cocaine, or the girls be out here taking Molly, and then the next thing you know, you got like an arm, a fist in your stomach. And I just don't think, I just want to be fully cognizant of what's going on with my asshole. Really, and I don't want to end up in the emergency room. So I'd rather not do drugs. Personally, I might try some things.
So actually you just told on yourself, because what you're really saying is that when you do drugs, you want someone to put a fist in your stomach, and you don't trust yourself.
Is that what I said?
Right.
I feel like I spoke English. Do you speak English, John? Because I speak English, and I don't think that's what I said.
I mean...
See,
you don't like how it feels either to be ganged up on, bitch.
But bitch, because you were lying. Okay, bitch, I'm telling the truth. So anyway, that's how I feel about that. As far as consent is concerned, I'm always like overly and I don't think there's a way to be overly concerned, but like I'm always like very cautious in terms of consent. So like I'm generally not like the type to just go up and touch people. That being said, I've had it done to me sometimes, and there's been times when I liked it, and there's the vast majority of times I have not. So it also generally like turns me off when people like just grab me. Like it's like, hey,
we know.
Like I like a hey, I like a warning. You know?
We been new.
That's how I do it. So anyway, y'all go ahead on y'all's thing.
What if?
I
mean, basically, you said what I was thinking.
Like, what if?
Okay, so quick fire questions. How did you learn about gay sex?
NakedSword.com.
What trials and errors did you find in finessing your skills? And how do you navigate? Nivea's still on the brain. If you mess with my man. How do you navigate hookup culture with queer men on the apps and in bars, and especially with alcohol and drugs involved? And what does consent look like to you in those spaces?
So can we do it like this? Can you just ask the question and John and I will answer really quickly?
Yes. How did you learn about gay queer sex?
NakedSword.com.
Trial and error. Just relax.
That explains so much, because I was over here watching Coco Dorm. And
Coco Dorm.
Coco Dorm. Not the Pixar movie.
That's the episode title now. I changed my mind. It's Coco Dorm. What is that, bitch?
Bitch, it's black porn. I know you don't know nothing about that.
What?
For those of us that enjoy seeing black men having sex, that's what we watch.
Black porn, you dumb bitch. You're trying to say me that I watch.
All right, next question.
John, how did you learn about queer sex?
Trial and error.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. She's like, I didn't watch porn. I was porn. What trials and errors did you have in finessing your skills?
Like sexually?
Yeah. Well, I told you I ripped. So.
I plead the fifth.
There's no such thing as too much lube.
Agreed. Oh, agreed.
Yeah. I don't share tips for free. Next.
Ooh. How do you navigate hookup culture with queer men on the apps and in bars, especially when drugs and alcohol tend to be involved?
I mean, it depends what kind of mood I'm in. What am I trying to get into?
I'm usually the ones involving the drugs and alcohol.
Stop! So... No. I mean, I do want to echo what Baze said earlier.
She said she a crackhead.
No, I'm weed.
Just be careful if you're doing substances and you want to fuck, because you're probably end up doing something.
Oh,
like that.
Weed. I'm not in like.
That's why I say you girls.
Weed.
Like,
I have
out here.
Yeah.
You girls be out here partying, and then you end up with like, I don't know, like
a fissure, a tear.
A fissure, a tear, a bowling ball in your stomach. You just don't know. People be doing all kinds of shit when they're on drugs.
Listen, a few months ago, I smoked a bowl with someone and we had sex afterwards. I have never in my life experienced euphoria like that in my life.
Okay, maybe I need to do that then.
I said, wait a minute. I said, this shit here, nigga?
We don't. Podcast of Color does not endorse our individual.
I endorse these niggas. I don't
endorse what? As much as you guys have said on this show, me talking about having sex while smoking weed is the just that's the too much.
Is there any other questions, Baze?
That's the too much.
And how do you? And what does consent look like to you in those spaces?
Can I do this to you? Yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do this to you? No, I won't do that. Thank you.
I feel like if I was a cum dump, though, I would just be like, you know what? Come on, come off.
But usually cum dumps actually have rules for, like, how that stuff works, like, on the post. Well, like, if you're going to a cum dump, you're generally going to be responding. Well, I get they used to be done via Craigslist. But now, if you're going to do it online, there's generally, like,
My face is lighting up that you're explaining.
That's not. Wait a minute.
Please explain to us.
Yes, please explain us.
Please explain. How does cum dumping work?
How does cum dumping work?
Wait, that's not.
Let us know.
No shame here.
No.
This is a safe space.
This is a shame-free. This is a safe space. Safe podcast. Please explain to us how cum dumping works.
So this was a great episode this week of Podcast The Color. If you guys want to talk to us, you can talk to us at Trash The Color on Twitter. You can talk to us at Podcast The Color everywhere else. You can also talk to us at rakeemisnotacumdump at gmail.com. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not one of them. I'm not going to start that rumor. Do you guys have any announcements this week?
I think it's great that Rakeem is definitely 100% not a cum dump.
I am not a cum. Oh,
I definitely don't believe that now. And there's nothing wrong with it. First of all, this listener is a cum.
I'm not a cum dump.
Thank you for writing into us. Thank you for writing into us. Bark bark. No, you said bark bark. That's what they name.
Jesus.
Thank you, bark bark. Yes, don't disrespect our listeners, bitch. You too good to be a pup. You too good to be a cum dump.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Anyway.
Bitch, did I just not bark at the beginning of the show?
Anyway, thank you, Bark Bark.
Thank you for listening.
Really
thank you for writing
your letter. I hope we sufficiently answered your questions. I want to thank Paul Kupo for inviting me to the V-Files fashion show this week.
Yes.
Past weekend for Fashion Week. My first time at a fashion show, and it was really weird being in that space, but it was really cool, and I had a great time. I also got to see Lil' Kim close out the show, so that was really cool. That's all I have to say.
I was going to say thank you to Project Q for allowing me to facilitate that workshop on PrEP and HIV and safe sex, and there's nothing wrong with being a cum dump.
Not at all.
There's nothing wrong with being one, but I'm not one. But it's
why you gotta be. What's the problem? Why do you have to deny it? That's the question. Problematic.
Because you're lying. That's why.
Your problem.
And Rakeem has a show coming up on September 20th.
Oh, I was just about to say that. I do have a show coming up that's not a cum dump meetup on September.
Can you change the name of your show to Woo Child Cum Dump?
Is that the episode?
Woo Child Cum Dump.
I can't stand it.
I can't. Anyway, yes.
Thank
but
you
the show
for
opens up
listening.
a week from today actually, if you want to know, just let me know on social media. I don't want to say it over the air. So yeah. But I'm very excited.
Wait, have we said everything? Twitter, YouTube, like, subscribe, comments on our iTunes.
And write us in if you guys want us to do a question and color or a discourse.
Yeah. And also, listeners, never forget, okay? Thank you, and you have a lovely evening.
Dum 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 dum.
Did you?
Dum 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 dum.
Dum 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 dum.
This podcast is executively produced by Aaliyah J. Daniels, LaShawn McGee, Damian Pelliccioni, Christopher Rodriguez, John Kagandahan, Keem Cunningham, Baze White, and Renee Hernandez.